Hi everybody, welcome to JoeGa Joy Fitness with me, Joe, and to today's stretchy release workout. So we're just going to do some hatha yoga. We're going to do some stretching, some release. Should be accessible by everybody. Not too much standing, if any at all. Probably stay seated and lying, but we'll see how that progresses as we go through. Just to let you know, it is a live class, so there will be some chatter sometimes if people are asking me questions. So just be aware and be patient with that if you can be. If you're happy to begin, come down to your rest and relaxation in Shavasana and we will begin. So just breathing in and out, just allowing yourself to settle in, release, relax. Let all the tension emanate out. Be aware of any areas if they feel a bit tense, a bit stiff. Just thinking about trying to breathe some space into our bodies. And then just letting everything gently release. Nice, long, slow breaths. Long, slow, deep breaths. Goodness me, excuse me. And just enjoy this time to release. We're going to stay here for about another minute. And as you feel that tension release, let go. And then just bring the feet up onto the floor, bending the knees. Turn the palms down, just activated. And we'll just drop the knees to one side and just come into that twist. Just holding there and breathe. And then as you next breathe out, just take it over to the other side, turn the head. Try the other side. Just about 3 breaths in each one, so we're not kind of doing the rocking side to side, but we are rocking side to side, but it's so slow because we're just going over and down, change to side 1 again, just hold and breathe, 3 breaths. And then again, changing side, just massaging into that lower back. Good work. And then come up to center. Just bring the knees into the chest so the feet are off the floor, and then we'll just gently massage that lower back. It kind of flattens out the lower back when we pick the feet up. So just massaging into the floor here, just rocking from side to side. So you'll have to forgive me, ladies, I didn't ask you guys if there was any specific areas of need tonight, so please let me know. Just switch your microphones back on, just give me a shout if there's something that you think, oh, I'd really like to do, you know, for chest, for back, for hips, shoulders, whatever it may be. Let me know. So just hold in the middle here now, keep the knees rolled into the center, and then just drop those knees over to one side. So I'm just coming over towards the camera so you can see. Knees are really tight into the arm, and keeping the chest, shoulders down, the chest open, looking up towards the sky. Just opening nice and strong. Nice work. And then just bringing those knees to center. This time wrap the arms around the knees, draw them in, so you're getting a bit of a stretch through. If you can't do that, just hold the knees with the hands, of course. If you can hold, some people can like hold their elbows and things, but I can't do that without picking my head up. So just wherever you come to. Nice big stretch here. And then just releasing it off, but keep the knees tight in. And we're going over to the other side. So again, I'm going to be turning away from the camera a little bit here, so hopefully, because you saw it on side one, you're comfortable with what we're doing. And just allow this to open. Oh, and then release that back up to center. This time, hands on the knees, just rocking it from side to side, so just massaging the lower back into the floor. You can, of course, kind of circle into the hips as well here as you do this. So, I just want to make apologies as well. There's a lot of noise happening in the street at the moment, you know, with the light nights and the European finals being on. Every kid in the world wants to be the next football star, and they're all out kicking balls at walls, so it's a lovely thud going on in the background. If you can hear that, at least you know now what it is. Kids having fun, hey? Best sound there is. Bringing the knees in once more, finding stillness. This time we're going to roll the knees back to side one, exactly like we just did. But this time take the top leg and straighten it out, so stretch it out. So you're just looking for a little bit of a stretch into the hamstrings here. I'm supporting the leg with my hand, so I have got hold of it here and resting my elbow on the ground. So just seeing how that feels for you. If you prefer to put the leg down, that is also fine, okay? Wherever or however you like to do this. And then just bending that leg back in, roll back to center. This time one hand on each knee, please, and circle into the hips. Just turn those circles. Just be aware of how you're turning the circles. So outwardly or inwardly, but just do one way, because we'll do the other way when we come back up. All right, now I'm going to just shift my position, because when I stretch the leg out, I'm going to kick the wall. So I'll be turning towards you guys again. Drop the knees over to side two and stretch that leg out this time. Second side. So again, remember, leg can be down, doesn't have to be raised. Nice. And then bending that back in, rolling back onto your back one final time, hands onto the knees, and if you turned outward circles, turn inward circles, and if you turned inward circles, turn outward. And if you can't remember or don't care, then that's also perfectly fine, perfectly acceptable. And if you don't know, you can always do a little bit of both. It really doesn't matter. Okay, just hug those knees in again. Bring the head up this time like Apanasana, just curl up into a ball, nice and tight. And then you can pop yourselves up to sitting. Come on up and over any which way that you can. It's all going off out there. Just sitting up nice and tall. So I've just put something under my hip bones. I like to sit on my beanbag. You can use a block, of course, or you can just sit on the floor. So just reaching nice and long through the spine, sitting up. Don't worry about which way you've got your legs crossed, but maybe change them if I don't remind you to periodically. And just nice and tall. And just take a rotation, excuse me, around to your right. Lovely. And then come back to center and rotate to your left, spiraling the other side. Excellent. And then coming back to center, let's just do a little bit of a cat and cow. Remember, if you do have something under your hips, you might have to just adjust. But just a little bit like a Kundalini cat and cow, spinal flex. Just moving here, feeling the way through. Feeling that movement and rotation. Lovely. And then just pulling up nice and tall through the center. And just popping the hands down in front. Let's just come in. Remember, if you need a block here, I always like to kind of lean on a block. It just helps a little, well done, to create that little bit of support as we take that big fold forwards. Take a breath to rise, coming up, sit back into the hands, check which leg's in front, and we're going to just take windscreen wipers, but then we can put the other leg in front. Sometimes I forget which side I'm working on, so just being aware of it before we change. So then changing again, sitting up nice and tall. This time we'll do a spiral to the left. And to the right, please. Lovely. Back through center. Lovely. And again, just rolling through that spine. Little cat and cow type movements here. And then just holding up and coming forwards again. So just grabbing that block, releasing through, letting the spine lengthen. You can. And then lifting the head and coming up, please. Sitting back into those hands again, just letting those hips rock from side to side. Lovely. Just come over onto all fours, if you will, please. And just take a little roll through the spine here. And then adding in anything that feels good for you. So if you like to do a little bit of a circle through the wrists, if you like to wag your tail, just shimmy out through the shoulders. Anything that feels good. And then come back into child's pose, please. But we're going to take wide leg child. So take your knees wide, create space for your body. And then come down with the arms extended. So apologies, I'm going to be talking into the floor a little bit here. So if I lift my head, you don't need to do that. I'm just doing it to direct my voice at you. And the first thing we're going to do is we're just going to lift up through the right arm, and we're just going to tuck the left arm underneath, or the other way around. It really doesn't matter because we're doing both sides. Just coming into a little rotation here, twisting through. Looking little peekaboo under the arm, that's it. And then just let that go and just change sides, please. And then release off through center. And rolling up onto all fours again. And we're just going to extend one leg out behind us. So I'm keeping my toes connected to the ground. I'm pressing into the heel. I'm really pushing back. So lengthening through Achilles, through the gastroc, the knee, the back of the leg, all the way along. Looking for a nice long, long, long line. And then just change sides, please. And then release. I'm just going to change my position again. You don't have to do that. I'm just doing it to give you the best view. We're going to step 1 foot forwards. I'm just bringing it underneath. So we're looking for, again, side on view is probably better. We're looking for the knee to be over the ankle. And with regards to the back knee, that can be as tight or as far as feels comfortable, as long as it doesn't affect where this knee is. If this knee is pushing too far forwards and the heel is off, you're going to get a lot of tension through this knee. We don't want that. So just adjust the back knee. And the same with the hands. If they don't come out down either side of the leg, you can bring them inside. That's fine as well, okay? So we just want to be here in this position. And then we're just going to kind of swing. Don't necessarily straighten the leg, but just swinging the hips backwards and forwards to just pull that knee back and bring it back in. If you feel, the other thing you can do is, if you find that you can't quite get to the floor, you can always lean on a block. This is always quite nice because it just brings your body up. I find sometimes when we're really hunched over, you know, you kind of get that tummy gets all squished. Don't always get a good breath. All right. And then just pausing here, just pop the opposite hand down, bring this hand onto the knee and use that knee to rotate you round to kind of look up past the shoulder. And then release, come back onto all fours, taking your cat and cow, rolling the spine. Lovely. And then this time we're going to just sit back into traditional child. So knees together if you can, sitting back on your heels. Again, if you don't quite get to the floor, use a block to get the head connected with something. Hands back by the feet. Pressing into the belly, nice compression in Balasana. And we won't do the twist there because it's quite compressed over the knees, but come back up. We'll just take those leg stretches again, so just stretch one leg out, press the toes into the floor and change sides. Nice stretch into the back of the leg and into the heel. And then step the other foot forwards, please. And again, just being aware to make adjustments as you need to be comfortable. And then just those gentle swings, but nothing too big. Excuse me. Lovely. And then just pausing on the front stroke, opposite hand down, same hand as knee at the front, and take that twist and rotation, please. And then release. Come back onto all fours. This time when you take the leg out behind, toes to the ground, lift that leg into tiger pose. And then drop that down and try the other side. So leg out, leg up. Lovely. And then release. And this time we're going to sit back onto our heels, coming up nice and strong. So we're just going to do a couple of arm postures. So taking the arms out nice and wide, you're going to wrap. So if you come with me, so sort of as if I'm with your mirror, you're going to take your right arm around and pop the right hand on the left shoulder. You take the left arm underneath and pop it underneath, kind of on the armpit, and just as if you're kind of trying to get your fingertips onto your shoulder blades here. And then bring the hands up and see if you can come into eagle arms. If you don't do eagle arms very easily, They can go back to back, they can go palm to palm here. So any which way. And just work on raising the elbows and lowering the elbows and just seeing how it kind of manipulates across the shoulder blades. Raise and release. And raise and release. Lovely. And then just take the arms and just give them a little bit of a shake. And just roll them around the back. Again, forgive me my bottom to you. Just coming around the back and just put them into prayer here. Try and get the whole of the hand together, fingers pointing down. And just open up through the chest, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Okay, so from the front, opening up through the chest. Okay, and then release, excuse me. So spread your wings again. So this time we're going to take the left hand onto right shoulder, right hand goes underneath. We roll into Garud. Nice. And just hold here, let the shoulders release. And then again you can see how it feels to move those arms up and down. Lovely. One more. And then releasing off. This time when you bring your arms around behind you, instead of having the fingers pointing down, if you have the whole of the hands together, try and get them pointing up. If they're not quite yet getting together along the full length of your hand, if you're kind of on your fingertips here, then keep working at this. If you have got the whole hands palm to palm, you can try and pop the hands together and get them palm to palm with the upwards Namaste. Okay, and again just working to open up here. So I didn't say anything about the kneeling. I quite happily kneel, but you might not feel comfortable kneeling, so please, if you're not happy, come to your bottom. You can sit, legs extended, legs crossed. You don't ever have to be uncomfortable, so just bear that in mind. And then just let that go. Well done. Okay, coming back onto all fours, excuse me, coming apart at the seams I am. Just lifting and raising. So we did a little bit of a twist from Balasana. We did a little bit of a rotation with that sort of half lunge. We're going to just take, so just bring your right hand sort of underneath. Take your left hand up to the sky. Take a nice spiral. And then just bring it down as if you're kind of going to put it down. Just put it down, just a briefest of touch, and lift and spread your wings again. And then again, just do that for a couple more times. Down, inhale, exhale to raise. And then down and lift. And then this time bring it down and take it all the way through and come into that twist. So it's not sitting back into child. This is Parsvabalasana, the threaded needle. Slightly different. Bum stays up. If it's too pressurized on the knees, then you can, of course, if that feels better, sink it back down. Just modify to your needs. And just to show, just in case, if you can't stay in that position kneeling, you can always just do this kind of threading through like this on the shoulders, sitting up. So any which way, either sitting on your bottom, sitting on a chair. It doesn't have to be kneeling if that's not good for you. And then lifting that hand back up towards the sky. We're going to release it down just for a moment. You're going to take that leg out behind and lift it up again. Take the opposite hand and come into that flying tiger. Lovely. And then release. This time, left hand kind of shimmies across a little bit. And we're going to take the right hand up. And again, just breathing in and breathing out. And breathing in. And breathing out. And breathing in. And breathing out. Reach it up. Hold it here. Good. And then that one comes through and threads underneath, looking out underneath the arm. And then coming up, and again, just turn this way, leg goes out, arm extends, flying tiger. And then release, lovely. Sitting back onto the heels, just taking a kneeling position, but remember, only if that's comfortable for you, something else if not. Just split the arms, one arm goes up, one arm goes down. You're going to drop that behind and just make that connection behind you if you can. So you're looking for the hands to come together, and you can hold your own hands. You might just be fingertip to fingertip, you might be a long way away. I am just about fingertip to fingertip on this side, so I'll just show you, move this out the way. So I can just about get my fingertips here so I can hook on. So just looking at this from behind, but don't worry if you're not quite there, it's absolutely fine. And then release it off and just give it a shimmy and a shake. And then one arm up, the other arm up, the other arm down. And this one I'm definitely not turning around and showing you because I can't get anywhere close. Which is really weird. I don't know why it happens on one side and not the other, but it's miles apart this way. So, it's just how our bodies work. Lovely. Okay, so just release that off. So we're just going to do one more little posture here. Back into that flying tiger. Then we're going to reach that arm around and grab that foot if we can. Okay, so it's a bit like grabbing the other hand. You've got that stretch kind of happening in this, the shoulder the same, and then you've got the balance and all kinds of things going on. So, whew, I'm going over the handlebars. Oh dear. There we go. And then just release it off. You can just sway it out from side to side, setting up for the other side, flying tiger. And then taking that foot. Don't worry about the wobbles. Wobbles will happen. And then releasing off. Good. Come back to sitting. This time we will take our bottoms, all of us. Just take the soles of the feet together. Nice little release through the hips. And we can just, you know, maybe just wiggle them if that feels good for you. And just getting comfortable. And then just letting them open towards the ground. And then start to come forward. Again, this is another one where you can use a block to lean on. Dropping in. Nice. And then just taking a rise, coming up, stretching those legs out and just reaching out towards those toes. What's quite nice here, just come down. Take a little mini Shavasana.